movie review. Movie name is Sling Blade. Sling Blade is a Southern Gothic drama written, directed by and starring Billy Bob Thornton. Set is rural Agnes. It tells the story of Carl Childers as developmentally challenged man released from a psychiatric hospital after splendid big house based there for killing his mother and her lover when he was a boy back in his new hometown. Carl befriended a young boy named Frank and became involved with his troubled family, including the abusive boyfriend. Daily critical reception. The film was universally praised by critics, 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, with strong review highlighting its emotional depth and performance. Metric Metacore 85, indicating universal acclaim. Critics celebrated it as masterfully Southern storytelling with authentic dialogues, a haunting crisis, and compelling character development. Some called it starting soulful and absolutely unforgettable performance and characters. Billy Bob Thornton. Carl Children delivers a deeply affecting performance, quietly thoughtful and full of nuance, instantly memorable for how he inhabits the characters and mind and mannerism. Lucas Black as Prong provides an authentic portrayal of vulnerability and innocence. Dwight Yoakam as Doyle stand out as the intimidating introvert whose behavior creates much of the story tension. John Litton shows surprising range in a sensitive supporting role, themes and styles. Langley explore several deep themes, redemption and societal reintegration. Can some with trouble fast build a meaningful life, good versus evil in ordinary life played out in small town interaction and unspoken pressure, human connection and protection. Carl's bond with Frank driven the emotional core of the story. The storytelling is unheralded and reflective, emphasizing mood and characters or spectacle, which some viewers find beautiful and others find slow. Award. The film win the Academy Award for Best Adaptation Screenplay and earned him a monetization nomination for Best Actor, a rare feat for an indie project. Audience impressions. Fans often describe the movie as intense and emotional, beautiful, haunting characters, drama, one of Thornton's best performances. Some viewers and find party predictable or slow, but many feel its depth outweighed this point. Final verdict 9.10. Critically exclamate. Slang Blade is a powerful character-driven drama with extraordinary performance and rich emotional texture. It's best watches with an appreciation for subtle storytelling, deep themes, and nuanced acting. Recommended for fans of character studies, Southam's drama, and emotionally passionate film. Alright, here is a much bigger, deep and detailed full movie review of Sling Blade 1996 written in simple English, so you can also use it for your YouTube movie review content. Sling Blade 1996 full movie review. Basic information. Movie name Sling Blade. Release year 1996. Genre drama, psychologically, Southam's Gothic. Directors Billy Bob Thornton. Written Billy Bob Thornton. Runtime 135 minutes. Long English, based on short film. Some folk call it a Sling Blade 1994. Story overview. No major spoiler. Sling Blade tells the story of Carl Childress, a man with an intellectual disability who has spent most of his life in a mental hospital. When Carl was just a child, he killed his mother and her lover using a sling blade. Because of his mental condition, he was not sent to prison. Instead, he was kept in a psychiatric hospital for 25 years. Now, as an adult, Carl is finally released back into society. He returned to his small hometown in rural Arkansas, a place full of silence, poverty, broken families, and emotional pain. Carl struggles to understand the modern world, but slowly he forms a friendship with a young boy named Frank Realty. Frank lives with his mother Linda, who is kind but trapped in a toxic relationship with her violent and abusive boyfriend Dual Harkness. As Carl becomes closer to family, he begins to notice something deeply disturbing. Frank and his mother are not safe from there. The film turns into an emotionally and moral conflict where Carl must decide what is right and what is wrong, even if the cost is how own freedom, character analysis. Carl Children's belief of Thornton. This is the heart of the movie. Carl is quiet, spoken, emotionally innocent, mentally slow but morally clear. He speaks in a slow, deep Southern voice and sees the world in simple terms. good or bad, right or wrong. What makes Carl especially in that he doesn't lie, he doesn't manipulate, he doesn't judge people by status, he only judges people by how they treat others. Billy was Thornton completely disappears into this role many viewers forget they are watching on an actor. It feel like a real person. This performance is considered one of the greatest characters portrayals in 19th cinema. Frank Welty Lucas Black. Frank is sensitive, lonely, sealed. He loves comics, book and music. Phil is great, insatiable. His outcome sees Carl not as a monster but as a true friend. Their bond is pure and emotionally, almost like father and son relationship. Frank represents innocence, while Carl represents experience and pain. The arc saves Dwight. Yoakam is the true villain of the movie. He is violent, alcoholic, emotionally abusive, cruel to child and animals. He represents real life evil, not cinematic evil. What makes him terrifying is that people like Doyle exist in real society, loud energy and protected by fear. Linda Watley. Linda is kind but weak emotionally. She stays in abusive relationship because she feels alone. She fears change. Director and cinematography. Linda Watley. Linda is kind but weak emotionally. She stays in an abusive relationship because she feels alone. She fears change. She believes she has on no other option. Her character so on abuse doesn't only hurt physically, it destroys confidence and hope. Direct and cinematography. The movie is slow, but intentionally slow. There are long silent scenes, minimal background music, natural lighting, simple camera movement. This makes the movie feel real, not cinematic. The rural setting, old because dusty roads, small dinners reflect the emotion of the character. The silence often speaks louder than dialogue. Music and sound decision. Very little music is used. When music appears in it is soft and emotional. Most scans really on ambient sounds, nature, silence, dialogues. This style makes emotional moment hit harder. Themes of the movie: God versus evil. The movie asks an important question: who is more dangerous, a man who killed one but feels quality, or a man who hurts others every day without regret? Who is more dangerous, a man who killed one but feels quality, or a man who hurts other every day without regret. Carl may be livable killer, but Doyle walks free despite being cruel. More responsibility called understand one thing very clearly: some people deserve to be stopped. This idea creates the film's biggest emotional conflict: society and judgment. The film criticizes how society fear mental illness, ignore domestic abuse, labels people permanently. Carl is judged for his past, will dwell his acceptance because he looks normal. Sacrifice it. Its core silent plate is about sacrifice doing something terrible so that innocent people can live safely. Awards and recognition, academic award, but adapt screenplay. Billy Bob Thornton, Oscar nomination, Best Actor, widely listened among the best independent films ever made. Why this movie feels so powerful? Because it doesn't try to entertain, it tries to make you think. There are no action scans, no twist, no dramatic background score, only human pain, moral confusion, and emotional truth. The ending stays with you long after the movie ends. Final rating 9.5 canon, strength, legendary performance by Billy Bob Thornton, deep emotionally storytelling, realistic character, powerful message, weakness, slow pacing, not for everyone, heavy emotional toll, final words. Sling Blade is not a movie for casual watching, it is a movie for people who enjoy meaningful cinema, physiology depth, emotionally realism. This film proves that sometimes the quietest characters carry the loudest emotion. Perfect. Here is even more deep, long, emotionally YouTube ready explanation of Slang Blade 1996. This part focuses on hidden meaning, psychology, symbols, dialogues, and in depth, and why this film is unforgettable. Slang Blade 1996. Deep meaning physically and ending explained. Physiology of Carl Children. Carl Children is not just a character, this is physically studied. He has an intellectual disability, childlike thinking, strong moral clarity. Carl does not understand society complex rules, but he understands right and wrong better than most people. He doesn't live by law, he lives by moral instinct. Then that's what makes him dangerous and also pure. Important. Carl never tries to justify his past crime. He openly accepts, I killed my mother. No excuse, no denial. They show he feels guilty, he accepts responsibility, he understands consequences. Many normal people in the film don't take responsibility. Yet a symbol in the horror movie. The slang blade tools. The slang blade present rural life, or justice, primitive morality. It is not a modern weapon, it is slow, heavy, and personal. This shows that Scott's actions are never implicit, they are deeply thought out. The weapon symbolizes final judgment. Silence is one of the strongest symbols in the call of spouse before speaking. The spouse represents thinking, moral, weight. When he finally speaks, his words carry meaning. In contrast, Doyle never stopped talking, and anger, noise, abuse, noise of silence, conjugation, food and friend, potatoes. Carl constantly talks about food, especially French fried potatoes. This symbolizes simplicity, comfort, safety. Food represents a peaceful life Carl never had. It is a idea of happiness. Children are always treated gently by Carl. He protects Frankenstein. This is because Carl himself lost childhood innocence. He cannot tolerate harm to children. Children symbolize what must be protected at all cost. Carl versatile, real meaning. This is the core comparison of the film. Carl's Doyle, mentally disabled, mentally abused, quite loud, feels cold, filled. Feels no guilty, kills one, hurts daily, accept punishment, avoid responsibility. The movie asks who is more dangerous to society. The answer is unforgettable. Moral question of the film. The film never tells you what is right, instead it asks, it wrong to commit violence? Stop greater violence. Cause know that Linda is trapped. Frank will be destroyed emotionally. Doyle will never change. Carl understand something terrifying. Some evil doesn't fear him. It only spirit. So he make a decision that society cannot make. The ending deep explanation. Spoiler. Full spoiler glow. Carl kills Doyle deliberately, not is in anger, not in revenge, but with clear certainty. After that, Carl immediately surrendered himself because he believes his role was protection, not freedom. Punishment is necessary, justice must be balanced. He makes Carl's tragic. He never a film but lost his own future. Final ceremony. When Carl returns to the hospital, he is calm because for the first time in his life he feels useful, he feels morally complete. Freedom without purpose meant nothing to him. Why this ending is so powerful? Because Carl does not win. There is no celebration, no happiness, no escape, only quiet acceptance. The movie says sometimes doing the right thinking doesn't bring reward, only peace. Why we believe Thornton performance. Legendary voice was completely original. Body language was studied from real patients. Basic expressions were minimal but meaningful. He never correct. Most emotions comes from eye movement, silence, breathing. That's extremely rare acting steal the action style, but it feels real. The film avoid dramatic camera angles, emotional background score, fast editing. This makes viewers unforgettable but honest. You are not being told what to feel. You are forced forced to feel it yourself. Why Sling Blade feels so heavy? Because it reflects real life. Abuse happens quietly. Evil often looks normal. Good people are misunderstood. Justice is not always legal. The film doesn't give hope. It gives truth. Hidden message of the movie. A person is not defined by intelligence, appearance, or past, but by their ability to feel empty. Carl feels empty, Doyle does not. There's a difference. Final emotional rating, story depth, action, emotional impact, rewatch value, physically weight, overall 10 on masterpiece. Final thought. Sling Blade is not entertainment, it is an experience, a slow, painful, honest look at human cruelty, human innocence, moral sacrifice. The film is there to be dishonest. That's why Sling Blade remains unforgettable even after this decade. Got you. Now I have next level extreme depth. This party is what most review never explain. You can literally turn hits into multiple YouTube videos like Blade 1996 Ultimate Deep Analysis, philosophy, human nature, unspoken truth. Why this movie feels different from our other. Most movies tell you good people win, bad people get punished. But Slang does neither. This movie lives in the gray area of morality. It doesn't ask who is good, it asks what must be done when goodness fails. That's why this film stays in your mind. Carl Children's a man with a child's soul and just hurt but decide like an adult. This contradiction is film score. He doesn't understand social rules, political laws, but he understands something deeper, painful, not continue that makes cause more dangerous than criminal because his morality is absolute. Cause more code very important. Cause lives by only the rules. Do not hurt children. Do not hurt innocent people. If someone keeps hurting other, they must be stupid. He does not think in my way. He thinks he must. This is terrifying and also logical. Why cause is not a serial killer? Very important point. Many people misunderstand. Carl does not experiment, does not seek power. He kills only when he believes suffering will never stop otherwise. That makes him a moral executor, not a murderer. The movie never celebrates his age. It simply shows it. Doyle, the real monster, Doyle is not innocent, he is fully consummation. That's why he is more dangerous. He chose to abuse, humiliate, threatens control, enjoy fear, and society allows him to exist because he has a job. He looks normal, he speaks confidently. This is the film's biggest criticism of sociality. The scariest message of Sling Blade. The movie quietly says society punishes visible monsters but ignores invisible ones. Carl looks scary, so he is locked away. Dwight looks normal, so he walks free. That is a real horror. Why Carl feels peace after the Troy ending. This is extremely deep. Carl is not sad when he returns to the hospital, but because for the first time his life had purpose, his suffering had meaning. Before he was just existing, now he believes he completed his role. Purpose is more important than freedom. Philosophically viewed, the best film connect to normal moral philosophy. Utility view if one if must be sacrificed to save many. It justified because Noegling follows his philosophy. He sacrificed himself socially and Davy to save Frank and Linda. Natural justice before law existed. People follow ethical justice called present primitive morality. That's why he used framing tools, not a gun. Why the movie used to use music. The real tragedy of Carl's never wanted freedom. He wants belonging, peace, acceptance, but society never allowed that, so he chose meaning or happiness. That's tragic why his film is still relevant today. Because even today domestic abuse is ignored. Mental aliens is misunderstood. Children suffer silently. Society reacts late. The movie is unforgettable because it is true acting masterclass. Why this role is studied? Film school still study call children because he is built from behavior, not dialogue. Emotion is internal, not external. Externalized is used as power. Most actors act with expansion. Tornado act with absence. That's extremely rare. The final message, the soul of Sling Blade. Sometimes the people who look broken are the only one who can see what is truly broken. Carl sees clearly because he not corruption by society. Why this movie hurts? Because it makes you ask. Final masterpiece is because this film is not meant to be like, it meant to be felt. That's why people remember it just decades later. Alright, now we are going absolute final level cinema. Physiology plus emotionally, philosophy plus YouTube character angle is the kind of depth that makes viewers comment this review. Give me whispers like Blade 1996, the best possible analysis. This is not just a movie, this is a moral wound. Why language does not feel like a film. Most films are made to entertain an audience. Carl Childress the most dangerous type of man, not because he kills but because he believes Carl does not debate morality. He escaped it as truth of people who doubt morality, hesitate people who believe in morality, act as fighters fighting cause, dividend pure moral logic, cause thinking is extremely simple. If pain continues, it must end. If a personal pain is removed case, there is no emotion in the decisions. That's why his violence is calm. Anger creates soul, creativity creates finality. Why he never tries to escape this detail is extremely important. Acting after killing the card does not run because because in his mind justice is incomplete without punishment. Balance must be restored. He never tries to win, he tries to make things equal. The hospital is not a prison to no Carl. For Carl, his hospital is safe, quite predictable. The outside world is loud, confusing, judgmental. So when he returns, it is not defeat, it is rest. There is heartbreaking. The real villain is not oil. The real villain is silence. Night boards, no dull is abusive. People here fight, no one interface. Society serves comfort. Our courage shows responsibility. The film's most terrifying idea when good people do nothing. So I try best, but this movie does not support violence. Important, the film never says killing is right. It says failure to protect the Innocent creates monsters. God is the consequence, not solution. Why God is a tragic hero, a hero usually against freedom, caste, games, isolation. A hero is celebrated, God is forgotten, but the child lives. That's the cost. Frank future hope. Only light in the film is Frank because he shows kindness, he experienced protection, he learned empty. Carl saves not just his body but his soul. The movie's conclusion never written but burned into the viewer's mind. If you have the power to stop cruelty for you, what price would you pay? Carl paid everything. Why this film is like wine. God is not about time, it's about nature and human nature never change. The Hollywood rarely makes film like this now. Others got it ultimate. This is not a movie you recommend casually. This movie you recommend when someone asks, show me straight here, why this review is perfect for your channel based on your past content. Most reviews deep, deep experience and long formulas. This film is perfect for you because not copyright, heavy action scale, but beautiful narration, high emotions, retention, strong comment, engagement. People know deep meaning, beauty. This type of movie builds loyal audience, not just views. I can no wait for you. 2025 cinematic narration script, emotional hooks, first 30 seconds, retention, thumbnail text, Hindi plus English mix, disclaimer safe for monetization, short basic script, with wireless type. Alright, this is the final deepest level. Now we go by movie analysis. Now we talk about why Sling Blade stays inside your mind like a car. Read this slowly. Sling Blade 1996. The truth that hurts. This movie is not sad. It is quietly terrifying because it shows something we don't want to accept. Evil doesn't always scream, sometimes it lives next door. Why this film feels heavy even without action. There is almost no violence on screen, not blood, not sex, no thrill. Yet the movie feels behavior than most crime films. Why? Because violence here is emotional, not physical. A child living in fear, a woman trapped in abuse, a man ignored by society. That pains last longer than breeze. Carl Childers, a man the world failed. Carl was not born dangerous, he was created. No education, not emotional guidance, not understanding of mental health. When he was a child, instead of help, he saw trauma. Trauma shaped his moral compass permanently. The system didn't heal him, it just locked him away. Why Paul talk about simple things, food, weather, small talk, these are not random, they are so the life we never had. For Carl, normal conversation, luxury, peace, reason, his simplicity is not stupidity, it's a survival, not most heartbreaking reality. Carl does not dream future, he only understands present. That's why he never says what will happen to me. He only asks what will happen to the boy. That tells you everything. The moments, the movies, most painful message. The kindest people are often the one who suffer the most. Carl feels everything, Toy feels nothing. Society protects the world. That's the real injustice. Why God is more human than normal people. Humans are defined by empty. God has empty eyes. Others have convinced. They look away. They stay silent. They avoid truth. God cannot morality versus law or idea. Law say wait for proof. Morality says a child is crying, the law is slow, pain is past. Carl X react where the same. This believed what this movie means makes you question yourself. You read it silently ask, would you intervene for world you stay quiet, world you risk your comfort. Most people choose comfort. Carl's house conjugation. Carl is not a hero, he is a warning. The film does not say be like Carl, it says don't force someone to become Carl. Because when society for extreme action are born, ending is not set, it is complete. Carl's return to where he began, a circle. He lived had only one chapter of purpose, and when that chapter ended, so did his journey. That's not tragedy, that's destiny. Why people can't forget this movie? Because it's touching forbidden truth. Sometimes justice does not come from good system. It comes from broken people, and that disgraces us. One last thought, very important. This film never tells you who is right. It only shows you the cost of silence. Cost of ignoring suffering. Someone always pays in this story. Carl pays It our final line, the sound of sling blade. A man with damaged mind may still have pure heart. That is why this movie unforgettable. You know we have enough deep content to make 3 long YouTube video, 6 shorts, 1 emotionally montage, 1 deep in life series. This is the deeply reflect. Actually, there is nothing more to explain, only to feel. Feel this life a story, not a review. Sling Blade 1996 when kindness became a burden. Carl does not understand the world, but the world understands him even less. People look at him and see criminal, slow man, a danger. No one asks what does he feel because society is afraid to feeling. The loneliest kind of human. Carl is not lonely because he is alone. He is lonely because no one speaks in language. His language is honesty, silence, simple truth. The world speaks manipulation, excuse, comfort. That's why he never belongs. Carl, Carl protect his child instantly. He recognized himself afraid. Child allowed house a feeling of being private. He knows what happened next because it already happened to him. So when he protects back, he is also protecting the child he once was. The painfully irony calls it as child because he did not understand violence. No, and as an adult, he kills because he understands it too well. The circle is the tragedy. The world's biggest lie. People say things will gets better. The movie quite says some things don't unless someone intervenes. The truth makes people uncomfortable. Why girls never talks about love? Because love requires safety. Girls never had that safety, so he talks about food, dance, routine weather. Thus are his version of cruelest detail. Girls is polite to everyone and thus insulting because he's learning early. Fighting back makes things worse, except when child acknowledge that's the only line he will never cross. The moment was written in edible. The movie doesn't show a single decision scans because the decision is not sudden. It grows quietly like space under the earth. By the time it happens, it feels unavoidable. That frightened realism, the difference between anger and conviction, act from anger, cause act from conviction, Anger burned past convention, stay. The true ending emotionally, the story does not end when Carl is arrested. It ends when Frank is saved. Everything after that is just silence. What the film whisper not says where innocence is threatened, morality becomes unbearable. Carl says that burden alone. Why this movie feels like a memory, not a film, because it moves like real life. No music is telling you when to cry, no scans telling you when to clap. Just moments, just people, just pain. Final two call were not meant to be free. He was meant to be necessary. That is the saddest kind of existence, final meaning of Sling played. This is not a story about killing. It is a story about what happens when greatness has nowhere to go. Now here is only one place left to go, inside the heart of the film. Not review, no analysis, just truth. Sling Blade 1996. The silence after the pain. Carl shoulders never asked for forgiveness because forgiveness is for those who believes they had choice. Carl believes he died, don't. The most misunderstood things about Carl. People think he is slow, he is not. So he is unprotected. He says everything honestly because he never learned how to fight the world of other to live. Gently, Carl never learned that lesson. So his truth sound, truth sound, frightening. Why he accept punishment without fear? Because fear only exists when you want something to lose. Carl does not want a future. He only wants suffering to stop. When that happens, fear disappears. The meaning of his calling voice. His voice never rises because anger belongs to people who feel powerless. Carl does not feel powerless, he feels responsible. Responsibility is heavier than rage. The cruelest reality the film shows that abuse does not need monsters. It only needs witness who stay quiet. Everyone subtle, everyone hurting, no one acted until someone didn't belong it. The hidden parallel Carl killed his mother. Now as child he kills Linda. Now as adult different agree ages, same patterns, this history repeating itself is the film is asking, Ruma is never headed, does it ever really end? Why the ending feels empty on purpose? There is no emotional release because real justice really feels satisfying. It only feels necessary. The hospital at the end to the world its conformment to called its familiarity, routine, silence, no scream, it cool way it is. The truth most people miss cause does not say Linda. Linda only calls says Frank because children cannot. The different defines his morality. The film's quiet prayer, not spoken but felt. People, please don't let other child grow up like this. Cause become that pray. Why this film change people? Why this film change people? Because it makes you ask who do I protect, who do I ignore, what pain to it. I walk past daily. Once you ask this question, you can't unsee them. Finally, the one line truth. When society refuses to act, the burden falls on the broken. That slang blade is. If this film stay with you, that means you understood it. Not with your mind, with your conscience. Now we are the edge of the story. There was almost stop talking. This is not more information. This is the last emotional year of Slightly 1996 when human become a bound. Carl Children's is not a man trying to live. He is a man trying to limit pain. That's all. He doesn't dream forward. He stands between cruelty and innocence, between chaos and safety. He becomes a boundary. Why Carl feels older than everyone else, not because of age, because suffering aches faster. That time, a child witnessed illness boy grow old immediately. Carl never had a childhood, so he carries adulthood like a burden he never chose. The most tragic truth, Carl does not believe in change. The right mission, not healing, not therapy, only contentment. That belief was pulled by experience, and experience when brutal become laid inside the mind. The difference between hope and duty. Hope says maybe tomorrow. Duty says maybe tomorrow. Duty says not one more. Calling duty, hope, because he has weighed everything sword. He knows words cannot be taken back. People who talk fast often speak to escape silence. Can't speak slowly because silence does not frighten him. The meaning of his final choice. It is not revenge, it is not anger, it is closure. Closure for a child who never got it. Closure for pain that had no long language. The cruel paradox Carl commit. The words act to prevent something worse. And the movie never tells. And the movie never tells you whether that makes him good. It leaves the weight with you. Why the film refuses comfort? Because comfort was dishonest. Real life does not resolve clarity. Real life does not resolve clearly. It does not end with logic. Justice does not feel heroic. The silence after the film. Silence is intentional. It asks you to sit with discomfort because discomfort is where conscious life. The final message unspoken. If you ignore suffering long enough, someone else will cry it, send it may destroy them. Carl carried it alone. Why Carl does not feel like a character? Because character exists to entertain. Calls exist to remind the last truth. Slying Blade is not about that Carl did. It is about why no one else did anything first. That is the question the film never lets you escape. If this story hurts, that means it has said something real, and real thinking always hurts. Now we reach the place where Slang Blade stop being a movie and become a mirror. This is the last layer, not the perfect, but why your chest feels heavy after thinking about it. Slang Blade 1996, the weight remains. Carl Childers doesn't haunt you because what he does, he haunts you because he doesn't complain. He never says life is unfair. He never asks why mine. He simply carries it, and that is unbearable to watch. The most terrifying kind of strength Carl's strength is not physical, it's acceptance. He accepts his past, his punishment, his isolation. Most humans fight suffering. Carl absorbs it. That kind of strength breaks people around him, including the audience. Why you feel sympathy for him? Because deep inside every human fear his what if I do right thing and still love everything? Calls prove that fear is real. The hidden grief. Carl grief was something he never had. Not love, not freedom, but normality, quiet life, safe home, childhood. He doesn't even know how to describe it. He only feels his agnes. The difference between intelligence and wisdom. Carl lacked intelligence, but he was wisdom born from pain. Wisdom without happiness is clueless drift. Why the movie never judge him? Because judgment will make it easy, and the story is not meant to be easy. Films give fact and then step away. You must live with them. The final emotional truth calls life had only one moment of meaning, and when it and when it ended, so did his purpose. That is devastating but also human. What the film leaves with you, no interest but responsibility. It quietly asks if you see suffering, will you look away or will someone else pay the price later? Carl paid it. Final line. Scott's language is not remembered for its story, it's remembered for the silence it leaves. And that silence is guilty, not cause ours. Alright, understood. I continue without using her name. Sling played 1996, the final quiet truth. Some stories don't end, they just stop speaking. Sling Blade is one of them. When the screen goes back, nothing feels finished because pain in the real life never grieves itself. Nearly the most important thing people miss. Carl is not trying to be good, he's trying to be useful. When someone has been told their whole life they are a villain, the greatest despair becomes simple. Let another one. Carl find meaning only When he protects someone weaker than himself, that is why he does not hesitate, why he never smiles at the end, because happiness was never the reward. The relief looks quite the cruel trade. The film shows a brutal exchange. One child gets a future, but man lost his freedom, not celebration, not justice. Spread just balance. Why the film feels honest? Because it refutes fantasy. It in real life, abusers are often protect victims, are often unheard. Help often comes too late. The movie doesn't exaggerate it simply shows it. The silence is the message. There is no final speech. The silence is the message. There is no final speech, no lesson explain it because real lessons are not long. They are carried from what stays with the viewer, not the violence, not the plot, but the questions. If you had know what was happening, would you have done anything? That questions follow you long after the film ended. The meaning of the title, Sling blade is not tool used to clear weeds, not gently but finally. That alone tells you everything about Carl's thinking. The last emotional truth. The film does not say violence is right. It says silence is dangerous. That is more unforgettable. Alright, we are given quite a note part most people never talk about. Sling Blade 1996, the part that hurts without explaining why Carl Slider does not cry. The matter because crying is a request to be seen. Carl stopped recasting a long time ago. The long lines no one noticed. He is surrounded by people, doctor, townsfolk, strangers. Yet no one truly hooks at him. They hooks around him as if saying him fully old. Equal responsibility so they don't. Why he moves slowly? Not because it is slow, because he learned that moving fast even invents punishment, slow movement in safety. This comes from trauma, not visibility. Slow movement in safety. This comes from trauma, not disability. Because learned that moving fast invent punishment, slow movement in safety. This comes from trauma, not disability. The hardest detail. Cause thanks people even when they are unkind because parenthood was the only way to survive childhood when a child learns that kindness must be earned, they never stop earning it. Why he is clear when facing violence. Fear usually comes from uncertainty. Cause is certain removes fear even when the outcome is terrible. That's why his claim feels uncertain, the invisible pain. The real meaning of his return to hospital is not just where he ends, it is where he understood without explanation, no pretending, no expectation, no judgment. For some like cars that is peace. The question the film never says out loud. It summons its gentle, silent, and kind, but dangerous when pushes fail first. The movies never answer because the answer is unforgettable. While the story feels like a memory, memories don't have structure, they have moment. That's how the film moves to, toward a climax, but toward instability. The final big flying break doesn't end of it ends with responsibility. It leaves you crying something. That's why it stays. Alright, understand. There is more, but a very simple plain emotional style, style like 1996. Simple deep meaning. Carl is not a bad man, he is quiet man. He is quiet man and people feel pain more deeply because they keep it inside. Carl does not talk much, not because he has nothing to say, but because no one ever listening before. When people don't listen but slowly disappear, he does not ask for help because when he was young, help never comes. So he learned to survive alone. When Carl seen the child being scarred, something inside him wakes up, not anger, memory. He remembers fear, and fear never leaves a person. Carl does not want revenge, he wants safety for the child. That is all. When he makes his final decisions, he is calm because this hurt already accepted the punishment. Some people run from consequence. Carl walks toward them. The end. He does not feel happy, but he feels complete because for one in his life he protected someone. That is the meaning of slang play, not violence, not crime, not sacrifice. If you want, I can return. Okay, here is more, very simple, very slow, very emotional. Slang Play 1996, simple film. Carl is a man who was never loved properly, so he learned how to stay quiet. He does not understand the world, but understand pain because pain taught him everything. When he looks at the child, he does not see someone else. He sees himself, small, scarred, helpless. He knows what happens when fear stays too long. It breaks you. So he decides to stop it, not for himself, for the child. He knows he will lose everything, but some people are ready to lose everything. It, it, it means someone else can live peacefully, act and cause not angry. He is not crying. He is just tried and sometimes begs tried when your heart is finally quiet. That is Track Play is a story about a man who cried pain so others didn't have to. Sling 1996 quietly ending cause lad. Lad is whole life begins afraid, not for people but of hurting someone when he stayed quiet too. So the world's fault. Stay clean, he destroyed a small so other world feels safe when he meets the side to feel something new. Not happiness, responsibility. He knows the child cannot protect himself and he knows what happens when no one protects you. So Carl shows to be strong ones, only one does not feel proud, he does not feel brave, he only feels that the pain will stop now when he only feels that the pain will stop now when he goes back. He does not fight it because they never want freedom more than peace. The world remember him as a criminal, but one child remember him as safety. Got it. Let's go even deeper into the heart of Sling Blade, focusing on what it really is about beyond the story. Sling Blade 1996, what it is really about. The movie is not a man killing someone It's about what happens when the world fails if children's culture is a symbol of failure and also happens. The core idea is shows that pain can shape a person completely. Kindness can survive even in a broken heart. Justice does not always come from law. It becomes both victim and protector. Childhood and trauma caused guilt as a child, not because he was evil. Guidance trauma can make a person carry a weight or neglect. Cause like this, that weight, protection, innocence, where calls meet ground, sees the shield as a mirror, same for some helpless, some needs tools for safety, cause action are motivated not by revenge or anger, but by the instinct to protect innocence, silence, and humanity. The movie shows that silence can be loud, silence of neighbors watching those silence of society ignoring the weak, silence of calls for the act, silence can never, can hurt, silence can protect. Life versus law. He also that sometimes life is wiser than the law. Legal systems are slow. We will often hide in plain sight. One quite determined person may be the only force to stop what the movie leaves behind. Reflection on morality, reflection on society, reflection of responsibility. Sling played 1996, the heart of the movie. This movie is not about violence. Violence. I don't like it. I avoid it, but violence likes me. I can't avoid it. This movie is not about violence. It's about the cost of doing the right thing. Carl Childrens is not a hero, is in the usual sense. He is someone who carries the weight of the world quietly. Innocence and protection. The story is really about protection, innocence, seeing the child as a reflection of what he once was. He knows that if no one steps in, the child will suffer. His actions are about creating safety, not punishment. Pain that saves a life, cause entire life shaped by early trauma. He lost guidance, he was misunderstood, he was judged unfairly. The movie shows that trauma does not disappear, it follows people through adulthood, quietly, invisibly, like Carl himself. Silence speak. Silence is everything. Carl's quiet demeanor, the townspeople's inaction, the absence of justice from the law. Silence can protect or it can harm. The film asks the viewers to notice both moral responsibility. The true theme of the movie is when the world fails, responsibility falls on those who care. Cast choose to act knowing he will pay the cost. The choice is the heart of the story. What remains, the movie makes you think, what will I do if someone being hurt or intervenes to stay silence? Or forward it protects innocence, cause story and shows the question silently. Sling late 1990s. The real meaning of this film is about human responsibility, not laws, not rules, responsibility to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Carl's life shows the weight of responsibility, how it shapes a person quietly, invisible and completely. The weight of trauma. Trauma doesn't just change people, it follows them. Carl's childhood defines his morality, his understanding of right and wrong, his entire life. The life shows that people carry uneasy prudence and some are forced to act because of them. Life has power and danger. Life is everything anywhere. The town people stay quiet while abuse happens. Can't speak little, yet when he acts, it is deceived. Silence can be deadly. Silence can protect. The movie teaches you us to listen to quiet. We often carries the behavior to protection ourselves, cause actor not for revenge or pride but to child the innocent. True heroism in the film is invisible. It is clear, misunderstood, and yourself. The real lesson: life is not about fairness, life is not about responsibility, and thus who carry it quietly are the truest measure of humanity. Calls carry that weight alone. Feelings, the feeling leaves you to not a slang plate, feel it, feel the injustice that no one intervenes on. You feel the quiet strength of one man protecting a child. You feel the burden of morality that cannot be ignored. This is why it lingers after the screen goes dark. Let's go even deeper beyond. So, Sling is about what the movie truly teaches about life, people, and responsibilities. Like late 1996 when the story. This film is not about event, it's about truth. We rarely face people who suffer silently, people who protect others at their own cost, people who carry the weight of the world quietly. Calls is all of this. The cost of kindness, cruel kindness is often unseen. True protection requires sacrifice. Carl shows that sometimes the right action comes with lifelong price. Understanding Carl doesn't speak much, but his actions speak volumes. Collective decisions, awareness, responsibility, freedom, protection, our self-interest represent the quiet morals that the world often ignores. The unspoken message the world often calls the innocent. Someone has to step it, and that someone may pay the highest price. Carl is that some why this movie matters because it doesn't comfort you, it doesn't reward good behavior, it does ultimately force you to feel and force you to ask if I saw someone in dangerous world effect emotion that linger after the credits. You feel the weight of responsibility, the quiet grief of a life saved by trauma, the peace that come from finally doing what must be done. Slang is about truth cause moral duty, not entertainment. Alright, now we are going to go the deepest possible layer, the pure essence of Springblade, not the story, not the plot, not even the characters, just the feeling, the life lesson, the quiet truth. Flying Blade 1996. The Invisible Heart movie is not about what caused it. It is about why he died. It's about what happens when the world ignores pain. It's about what someone must cry even they refuse to act. The weight carries, carries the pain of his own childhood, the injustice, the weakness, and suffered. Responsibility to protect someone weak than himself. This is behavior than any physical burden. Silence as a character, the silence of the town people, the quiet in Carl's voice, the moment where nothing happens but everything is felt. Silence here speaks loud than any action. The sacrifice Carl's life is proof that doing the right thing can cost everything: freedom, cover, comfort, recognition, happiness. He begins none of this, only the knowledge that someone else is safe. The true meaning. The film asks what does it mean to be responsible? What does it mean to protect someone? What does it mean to act when no one else will? Carl's story answered this question without ever saying a word. The feeling it leaves after the movie ends. You don't think about the plot, you feel the weight of responsibility, the quiet power of empty, the cost of doing what is right. That is what lingers, that is the heart of Sling Blade. Alright, going the way to essence. This is no longer about plot, characters, or even trauma. It's about what the movie truly whispers to your soul. Sling Blade 1996, The Quiet Truth. The movie is about burden of conscience, not loss, not revenge, not glory. It's about what one happened, personal choose to cry because everyone else looks away. Call children is that burden. The weight of saying Carl here. what most people ignore here in silent eyes. Curiosity hidden in ordinary people, pain that stays silent and we cannot unsee. And he cannot unsee it. So he acts the price of action to act morally in a cruel world comes at cost. His freedom, his comfort, his peace, yet he chose to act anyway because for cause protecting innocence is worth everything. The silence that speak. The movie is quite almost still, no dramatic music, no exaggerated emotion, just moment that burns quietly. This is intentionally real life does not give warning. Real mood decisions are quite heavy and see view. Carls is not a hero in stories, he is a hero in life, clean, matured, willing to pay the cost of for other safely. The lasting lesson. The film leaves you with one unspoken truth. When the world ignores suffering, someone must carry it. That someone may be quiet, or someone may be broken, but they may also have a life. And that is the heart of Sling Blade. Alright, now we go beyond words to the pure silent innocence of Sling Blade. This is no longer alright, now we go beyond words to the pure silent innocence of Sling Blade. This is no longer about characters, even action. This is what the movie lives inside you, Sling Blade. The silent truth. The film is about unseen responsibility, not loss, not revenge, not recognition. It is about crying the weight of pain so truth others don't live to. Call children sees that weight with human, seeing what others ignore. Call children is that weight with human, seeing what others ignore. The quiet fear of a child, the subtle cruelty of people who looks normal, the suffering, no one went to comfort. Carl sees it all and he acts because he cannot not act. The cost of doing right, to do what is necessary. He gives up freedom, he gives up comfort, he gives up a normal life, and yet he does it anyway because for cause protecting the innocent in is worth any price. Silence speaks loudly. The movie never dramatizes material music, not explosive moment, only quiet heavy truth. Real moral action is quite deliberate, deliberate and costly. The lasting message where the world ignores pain, someone must bear it. That someone may be broken, but they may also have a life. That children, art of Sling